So I'm visiting Pat Hawley, and he's showing me how he builds a ukulele.
Okay, for this ukulele, we're going to use some koa, beautiful wood that comes from Hawaii. And what we're going to do today is take the sides, which are the rough planks here, thickness them down to about 2 millimeters, then bend them. About 3.5, so we still have a ways to go. I usually only do quarter turns at a time. Okay, I've thicknessed the sides down to 2 millimeters, and now I'm just looking at on each side what would make the best orientation for the actual sides when they're on the ukulele. I notice I got some sapwood here, and I think that looks nice. So I'm going to put that at the bottom. And then, so this side will be the top side, and this will be the bottom side. And we'll get that nice grain lining up on the bottom. It is important to keep track of which side is which. So this will be the top side, this will be the bottom side. So you have to keep track of that when you're bending, because there's left and right or top and bottom, whatever you want to call it. Okay, here I'm just marking out where the waist is going to be on the sides. That just helps me keep it oriented properly or properly
Waist
positioned.
is the narrowest part.
Waist is, yeah, the waist of the ukulele, the narrowest part of the ukulele. So that helps me position it on the bending form. What I have here is some super soft tool, it's called. It's a veneer softener. And what it does is help the wood absorb moisture. So I spray this on the wood. Spray it out. And I'll do the same to the other side. And that will help the wood absorb the moisture that's going to be coming from the paper, the brown paper on this side. Okay, I'm getting ready to put together the sandwich that I use for bending sides. It starts off with spring steel and some aluminum foil to keep rust away that comes off the spring steel. Some paper that I'm going to wet down to provide moisture. The actual wood that I'm going to bend. And then this other half of the sandwich, so that'll be paper, aluminum foil, and spring steel. Then on top of all that, I put my heating blanket, which is going to heat everything up to about 300 degrees Fahrenheit. And then I just put this flashing material on top to try and protect the heating blanket. This water will all basically boil away as the wood's being heated up. That's around 300 degrees Fahrenheit. And the spring steel is important because it resists bending, and by doing that, it provides support to both sides of the wood as it's being bent, so it helps prevent cracking. I just get this masking tape that I marked the waist area lined up. Put a little pressure on here. Okay, just check alignment. Okay, so here we are actually bending the sides, and to keep track of the temperature, it's just getting up to 195 degrees Fahrenheit, so things should be getting flexible. So here I can start tightening up the waist area a little more. That's where, okay, now it's over 200, so start pressing down. So you can see a little bit of steam coming off here. We're at 267 degrees now, so the wood should be quite bendy at this point. Most of the resistance, in fact, that we're getting, is from spring steel, not the wood. We got up over 300 degrees, so I've turned off the heating blanket. Still tightening, bringing things home. The spring steel is pulling that up a bit now. It's on the inside, so I can't tell just yet. Let's see what we got. Oh no, 2 top sides. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. I'm not seeing too much spring back. It should fit in the form nicely. And now we're just going to check to see how it fits in the external mold. Yeah, the sides are too long at the moment, so it's yeah, that's pretty good. Overall, it fits quite nice. You can see from the side there.